Hello students, welcome to third session of Chemistry of Basic Science. In the second session, we have studied about electrovalent bond and covalent bond. Here, we have to study about coordinate bond, hydrogen bond and metallic bond. In the current session, let us first study about coordinate bond. This is a special type of covalent bond in which both the shared electrons are contributed by one atom only and not by each atom. The atom which donates the electron pair is called a donor. The other atom which does not contribute towards the shared electron pair and tries to pull it towards itself is called acceptor. The pair of valency electrons possessed by donor is called lone pair. The bond formed is called the coordinate bond or dative bond. A coordinate bond is usually represented by an arrow pointing from the donor to the acceptor atom. Compounds containing one or more such coordinate bonds in their molecule are known as coordination compounds. Let us study the formation of ammonium ion as an example for the formation of coordinate compounds. During the formation of ammonium ion, nitrogen atom donates the electron pair and is the donor. Hydrogen ion accepts the electrons and is the acceptor. An arrowhead is directed towards acceptor, that is hydrogen ion, from donor, that is nitrogen atom. In this way, ammonium ion is formed by coordinate bond. Next, we shall have a look at the characteristics of coordinate compounds. These compounds have their melting and boiling points relatively higher than covalent compounds and lower than those of electrovalent compounds. That is, the boiling point and melting point of these compounds have intermediate value between electrovalent and covalent compounds. Coordinate bond is rigid and directional. Coordinate compounds are generally insoluble in water but soluble in organic solvents. These compounds are stable like covalent compounds. Have you understood the concept of coordinate bond? Answer these questions and find out. Now we shall study another type of chemical bond, that is hydrogen bond. It is the electrostatic force of attraction between covalently bonded hydrogen atom and highly electronegative atom like nitrogen, oxygen or fluorine present in a same molecule or in other molecule. Simply, it is the force of attraction between hydrogen atom attached to a electronegative atom in one molecule and an electronegative atom in another. As the name indicates, compounds formed by hydrogen bond always contains hydrogen atom. There are two types of hydrogen bond. Intermolecular hydrogen bond, intramolecular hydrogen bond. First, let us study about intermolecular hydrogen bond. It occurs in between two or more molecules of the same or different substance. For example, consider hydrogen fluoride molecule. When hydrogen atom in a molecule is covalently bonded to a strongly electronegative small sized atom like fluorine, then the shared electron pair between hydrogen atom and strongly electronegative atom lies much more nearer to the electronegative atom. That is, this is the shared electron pair. It lies nearer to the fluorine atom. This results in the development of partial ionic character having fractional positive charge on hydrogen atom and fractional negative charge on fluorine atom. When two hydrogen fluoride molecules approach closely, then electrostatic force of attraction between the fractional positively charged hydrogen atom of one hydrogen fluoride molecule and the fractional negatively charged fluorine atom of other hydrogen fluoride molecule takes place. This attractive force between hydrogen atom of one molecule and fluorine atom of other molecule leads to the formation of a weak bond known as hydrogen bond in general and intermolecular hydrogen bond in particular. It is also called as hydrogen bridge because hydrogen atom acts as a bridge between two electronegative atoms. It is denoted by dotted line. Let us now study about intramolecular hydrogen bond. It occurs within the same molecule. Just observe this example. We observe that hydrogen bond is formed between hydrogen atom and chlorine atom of the same molecule. A large number of molecules are capable of forming intramolecular hydrogen bond between two groups present in the same molecule. Let us now concentrate on the characteristics of hydrogen bond. It is weaker than ionic and covalent bond but stronger than van der Waals forces. Compounds containing hydrogen bonding are partially polar. They have higher melting and boiling point. Compounds having hydrogen bonding always contain hydrogen atom. We shall now study another type of bond known as metallic bond. In metals, specific type of bond is present, which is called metallic bond. In metallic bond, the metal lattice is held together by the strong forces of attraction between the positive nuclei and the delocalized valence electrons. The strength of metallic bond increases with the number of valence electrons. That is, greater the number of valence electrons, greater is its strength. Strength also increases with decrease in size of the atom. Smaller the size of the atom, greater is the strength of the metallic bond. Bonding in metals is quite different from ionic and covalent compounds. Solids formed by metallic bonding consist of positive metal ions in a cloud of valency electrons. Positive metal ions are also known as kernels. Kernels occupy fixed position, but valence electrons lie in between the kernels and these are mobile. The binding force is attraction between positive ion of metal and the electron cloud, and that is nothing but the metallic bond. Next, let us study about the characteristics of metallic bond. Metallic bond is non-directional. They are mostly hard. They have very high melting and boiling points. They are very good conductor of both heat and electricity. Let me explain to you some of the important metallic properties with the help of metallic bond. Metals have high electrical conductivity. High electrical conductivity is due to the presence of mobile valency electrons. In presence of an electric field, the valence electrons move readily and conduct electricity throughout the metal from one end to the other. Metals have high thermal conductivity. This is also due to the presence of mobile electrons. If one part of the metal is heated, the electron in that part acquire a large amount of kinetic energy. Being free, these electrons move rapidly through the crystal and transfer heat to other parts of the metal. Hence, they have high thermal conductivity. Metals have bright metallic cluster. Free mobile electrons present in the metal are responsible for metallic cluster. Metals are malleable and ductile. The force of attraction between the positive ions and the valence electrons is uniform in all directions. Bonds holding the crystal lattice in metals are not rigid. Hence, metal ions can be easily moved from one lattice side to another. The nearest neighbors can thus be changed easily and new metal bonds can be formed easily. This explains the malleability and ductility of metals. Lastly, we study about intermolecular force of attraction. It is also known as van der Waals force. There exists intermolecular force of attraction between the molecules when they are close to each other. Such weak forces of attraction existing between molecules which cannot be explained on the basis of any other chemical forces of attraction is known as van der Waals force of attraction. Following four factors affect the van der Waals force of attraction: molecular size, number of electrons in the molecule, average distance between two molecules, surface area of molecule. Were you paying attention, students? Let me test you now. Answer these multiple choice questions. See you guys again in the next session. Thank you.